The good news is that there are other potential remedies, and the most important one is to simply make sure that everybody around the country can vote, and that everywhere around the country we're not seeing 7-hour lines. Around the country we're not seeing mechanisms put in place to make it harder for people to vote, but rather we should have mechanisms that make it easier to vote, and that is within Congress's power. Congress doesn't have to target or identify a particular jurisdiction. What it can do now is to say, regardless of where you are, regardless of where you live, there are going to be certain rules that apply to elections. And you know, we, as you know, right after the election, when we had already seen some of these problems, I assigned a close advisor of mine, Bob Bauer, to work with a close advisor of Mitt Romney's. They're going to be issuing a report in terms of how we can start making it easier for folks to vote. I recognize that whenever you get into voting rights issues, inevitably some partisan thoughts cross people's minds about who's it going to advantage or disadvantage. But in the wake of this Supreme Court ruling, surely we can all agree that people should be able to vote. They shouldn't be restricted from voting because or have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops in order to vote, and that there should be some uniformity in terms of how that right is upheld. It's the cornerstone of our democracy. It's what makes our democracy work.